My name is Emma Larson, and I have a story that will make you ponder. You see, family isn't always those who support you. Sometimes they can become your fiercest adversaries, especially in the realm of business. A decade ago, I poured my heart and soul into our modest family tech company, transforming it from an ordinary startup into a thriving business with a turnover of $50 million. But here's the catch. Success often reveals the darkest sides of individuals, even those who seem to be on your side. It's as if you've opened Pandora's box, and instead of support, you are met with envy and discontent. So, if you think family will always stand with you, think twice. When I first began, our business was little more than a neglected repair shop in a shopping mall, barely scraping by. My father founded it 20 years ago, and despite all the setbacks, he took pride in his work. My sister, Clara, was always the star and honest student who graduated from a prestigious business school and was the apple of Dad's eye. I, on the other hand, was a quiet shadow, assisting him while simultaneously pursuing a degree in computer science. Clara often whispered in my ear, "Emma, you are squandering your potential on trivial matters." Yet, I understood that our humble workshop concealed something far more valuable than mere dust and old tools. While my sister buried herself in textbooks, I dove into the real world like a diver searching for treasures, programming and scouting for market opportunities. It was during my final year in college that I created my first product, a straightforward yet remarkably effective inventory management tool. At first, my father regarded it with skepticism, as if I had suggested he sell snow in winter. However, once local businesses flocked to us like bees to honey, eager to purchase licenses, his attitude transformed completely. He finally recognized that I was not merely a quiet shadow, but a genuine force capable of shattering stereotypes. Under my astute direction, the business began to expand rapidly. I toiled for 14 hours a day, while Clara concentrated on her career. The workshop that once lay in disarray transformed into a legitimate company, and miraculously, we achieved our first million in annual revenue within 5 years. Then, like thunder on a clear day, Clara returned, having resigned from her prestigious job, boldly asserting that she wished to claim her position in the company. My father was, as always, ecstatic, while I suddenly felt as though my achievements were fading into the background, as if I had become a mere backdrop to her dazzling career. My goodness, how challenging this was. Clara's appointment as CEO felt like a bolt from the blue. Despite her lack of experience in our industry, she immediately assumed control. I continued with product development, but before long, I noticed that Clara started excluding me from crucial meetings, making decisions unilaterally as if I were a mere observer in my own business. It then dawned on me that she intended to seize everything I had constructed, as if this project were her own. The sense of betrayal was unbearable. I had poured my heart into this company, and now I felt like an unwelcome guest at a celebration not of my making. The turmoil within my mind was palpable, and I knew I had to take action. That pivotal day arrived. The birthday party for my father, orchestrated by Clara, was meant to be joyous. We gathered family and friends, laid out tables filled with exquisite delicacies, and laughter echoed in every corner of the hall. But when Clara raised her glass to speak, I felt a chill run down my spine. It was like a punch to the gut. She publicly humiliated me, declaring that I was failing to meet the modern challenges of business and that her vision was precisely what we needed for success. She announced that she was taking over as CEO, and in that moment, the world around me seemed to freeze. I couldn't believe my ears. All eyes turned to me, and I felt as though the ground had vanished beneath my feet. An oppressive silence fell over the room, and my heart raced, audible to everyone present. Her words struck like a verdict. I could hardly fathom how easily she dismissed my efforts and accomplishments. I had invested my soul into this business, working tirelessly to develop it, facing challenges and overcoming obstacles. And just like that, in front of everyone, Clara decided I was unworthy of this position. Tears welled in my eyes, but I refused to let myself break down. Inside, a storm brewed. This was not merely an affront to my pride. It was a betrayal I never expected from someone I had considered a friend. She didn't merely want my role, she sought to obliterate everything I had created, and I could not accept that. In the crowd, I caught fleeting glances, some bore sympathy, others curiosity, and a few disbelief. I understood then that Clara wasn't just challenging me, she was challenging everything I knew about friendship, trust, and business. A fire ignited within me. This could not conclude so simply. I had to fight for my future, for what I had built. Gathering my strength, I stood, and though my voice trembled, I declared, "Clara, you may assume this position, but you will never take my passion and determination." I refused to back down without a fight. A wave of whispers surged through the room, and I recognized that this was merely the beginning. My life, my business, and my relationship with Clara had transformed into a game where the stakes were high and the outcome uncertain. I didn't know what awaited me, but one thing was clear. I was ready to battle to the last breath. I stood up, quietly placed a gift in front of my father, and stepped away. That night, I sat in my office surrounded by awards and patents, acknowledging that Clara had taken everything from me, but not my passion and knowledge. Determined, I resolved that I would not capitulate without a fight. The next morning, I arrived at the office before anyone else, equipped with documents that could alter everything. I realized I held several advantages. I owned 51% of the company's shares, and I had agreements with our clients that would allow them to terminate contracts should I decide to leave. Additionally, I discovered that the primary product was registered in my name, which granted me further leverage. Confidence surged within me as I understood that I now had the opportunity to regain control and restore justice. As Clara and my father stepped into the office, an exhilarating rush coursed through me. I had meticulously gathered all my documents, preparing for this pivotal moment, and I greeted them with a serene smile while presenting my findings. I understood that this decision would reshape everything. Clara's face drained of color, and I could see her confidence begin to crumble. I laid out all the facts, financial reports, client contracts, proving my position. I explained that I had two choices. Either I retained the shares and the clients, or they would have to relinquish their positions. The atmosphere was thick with tension as I laid my cards on the table. Feeling an increasing sense of empowerment, Clara erupted in anger, her voice cutting through the silence like a knife. She attempted to twist the narrative, portraying herself as the victim of my supposed betrayal. Yet, I stood my ground, maintaining composure amidst her fury. I had anticipated this reaction, and my preparation paid off. Every argument she formulated only reinforced my conviction. After intense and protracted negotiations, my father and Clara ultimately had to concede and agree to resign from their positions. As I signed the final papers and reclaimed my rightful place, a wave of mixed emotions washed over me. In the subsequent months, I dedicated myself to rebuilding the company from its very foundations, creating a culture steeped in the values I cherished. I surrounded myself with a team that resonated with my enthusiasm and commitment, fostering an environment of collaboration rather than competition. Though the scars of the past run deep, I was adamant about cultivating a workplace that emphasized respect and shared success. With every achievement, I felt a renewed sense of purpose and rekindled my faith in the family business as a hub of creativity and innovation. I navigated challenges with a newfound vigor, but the experience had imparted valuable lessons. A business without trust is merely a house of cards, easily toppled by the slightest breeze. It took considerable time, but gradually, the painful memories of betrayal began to fade, making way for a more luminous future. In time, I discovered a sense of equilibrium, reconstructing not just the company, but also my own sense of self-worth that had felt so thoroughly undermined. I came to understand that while family may not always serve as an unwavering support system, it's feasible to cultivate a new family within your workplace, a team that passionately shares your vision and aspirations. My journey was littered with hurdles, and though I had traversed through profound darkness, an illuminating light emerged on the other side. I learned that resilience blossoms from adversity, and that the trials of yesterday could become the fuel for the victories of today. Thus, the story of my experience in the world of family business became a testament not only to determination, but also to the power of finding one's own path against the odds. My narrative serves as a reminder that when faced with discord, we possess the strength to rise, rebuild, and redefine precious connections.